Okay, hello everyone. I hope you are all doing well in this COVID time. So now today our topic in CSS for revision is SWOT analysis. Then we'll go with netiquette. Okay. Now what is SWOT analysis? You might have learned in your classes, right? What is SWOT analysis and how it is useful in a personal life and in professional life, or for an organization or for an institution, right? So we will see again in detail every topic in SWOT analysis. What is SWOT analysis? What does the 4 alphabet means, and what are the questions should be asked to an individual or to a person himself or herself while doing the SWOT analysis. Now we'll see what SWOT analysis is. The term SWOT is popularly used in strategic management literature, where these words are referred to. S stands for strength, W for weakness, O for opportunities, T for threats. In the same way, SWOC refers to strength, weakness, opportunities and the challenges. When these strength, weakness, opportunities or challenges or threat comes, when it is used, see, when you go for an interview or when you're planning to go for an interview, we just do this SWOT analysis because we want to know that what is our strength, weaknesses, and what can be our opportunities and what are the challenges or the threats we are going to face in the society. So when you go for a particular job, you have to find what strengths do you have regarding that particular job, okay, and the weaknesses too. If you are going for some computer post or some other work or technical post, then you have to think that, well, what technical weaknesses I have or what I am not excel in that particular area. Then you have to go with your strengths and weakness. When you find that this is going, so particular thing is your weakness, then you can, what are the steps to make it as your strength. So when you go for an interview, never reveal your personal strengths and weaknesses, because stranger is not at all interested in your personal weaknesses and strength. He's an employer. He wants to know about your professional or your technical skills, that what strengths you have and what your weaknesses, right? The managers uses the SWOT analysis to identify the unique strengths. Suppose you have a particular strength, a unique strength. That strength maybe the other person doesn't have, along with the weaknesses which they have to overcome and match these internal strengths. What are these internal strengths? Internal strengths are weaknesses and strengths. Okay. With opportunities and threats residing in the external environment. This technique of SWOT analysis can also be used in different communication situations by an individual as well as an organization. Everyone uses this SWOT analysis. Suppose imagine a company is launching some product in the market, then definitely they will go with a SWOT analysis. What unique strengths they have in that particular product, and what are their weaknesses, and what are the opportunities they have if they launch that particular product in that market, and what are the threats, because they have some other companies also who are competing with them. So these are all study they have to do in a keen observation. Next one, the individual manager can use the SWOT analysis to identify his strengths and weaknesses of communication skills. With various opportunities and threats existing and emerging in the external environment. Here you have SWOT analysis, SWOT. These two are internal strength, these two are external strengths, right? These are internal environment, you can say this is the external environment, because here you don't have any control over these two. Strength and weakness are your personal, so you can change your weakness to your strength. But here opportunities and threats are not in your control, they are beyond your control. Then how to take up those challenges or those opportunities and those threats and make it a successful or to become excel in that particular field. The organization can use the SWOT analysis to know the strength and weakness of its communication network, both formal and informal, to exploit the opportunities and to block the threats of the existing and ever-changing business environment. Use of SWOT analysis by an individual. Here we are going to discuss about the two persons, that is Mr. A and Mr. B, for example, we have taken, and how this SWOT analysis help in their individual analysis at the last. Okay, now here his strengths and weaknesses, identify the opportunities and threats. Now here we'll see A's SWOT analysis. Imagine that Mr. A's strengths are eloquence of speech. He has a good speaking skills. Okay, he has a power of persuasion. He can convince his other people with his ideas. Next one, clarity of message. Whatever he speaks, he has a much clarity so that the other person understands it very easily. These are the strengths of that particular person, Mr. A. And what are the weaknesses? As we know that strengths and weaknesses are the internal, are his personal, right? So weaknesses are aggressiveness. He is so aggressive that he can't control his emotions. Okay, inability to read the body language. He is weak in reading the body language of other person. Next one, emotional reactions. Means he can't control his emotion, or he can't regulate his emotion. So these weak strengths and weakness are his personal and internal also. Next one, opportunities. Though he has the eloquence of speech, power of persuasion and clarity of message, what the opportunity the person may have? He can negotiate very easily. He can persuade the people easily. He can motivate the person. But if he can't overcome this aggressiveness, he can't achieve these opportunities easily, because he is aggressive. He can't motivate the people, right? So in the same way, what are his strengths? The same opportunities he may get, but these weaknesses may dominate his opportunities. So these are weaknesses he has to overcome with little bit of practice. Okay, what are his threats? His language barrier. Means he can't speak other language apart from his mother tongue, or cultural difference. He can't what you can say that if he goes to some other country, he can't adjust in that particular new environment. So these are the threats and these are the weaknesses of the particular person. Now we'll assess at last how we are going to conclude that how he is going to make his weaknesses into his strength. The person with above SWOT analysis, Mr. A, should control his emotional reactions and aggressiveness by keeping his temperament calm and quiet. Means he has to control his emotion and he has to control his aggressiveness. He can overcome the language barrier and cultural difference by learning, yes, cultural difference, by showing genuine respect for the other person. By overcoming these weaknesses and blocking threats, what are the blocking threats? The language barrier and the cultural difference. These are going to block his opportunities. So how he is going to overcome this? He can effectively negotiate. If he overcome these weaknesses and blocking threats, he can persuade easily and he can motivate the other person, right? So in the same way, we'll see the example of second person, Mr. B. Here the same, we have done a grid box, 4 grid box. So here Mr. Person B's strengths are erudition of writing. He has good writing skills, clarity of message. So he can clearly clearly tells his message whatever he speaks, and he has a good creative thinking or a innovative thinking. And what are his weaknesses? He has lacking knowledge of legal matters, unclear pronunciation and impatience. When he speaks, he can't pronounce particular words or a sentence in a clear manner so that the other person can understand. Next one is the weakness is impatience. He doesn't have enough patience to listen to the other person. Okay, next one, what are the opportunities? Though his strengths are erudition of writing, clarity of message, creative thinking, what can be his opportunities? See, erudition of writing, he has a good writing skill, so he can, opportunity if he gets, he can go for a letter writing. Information sharing, because he has a clarity of message, whatever information he gets, he can clearly give the message, and he can write notices or agendas. And what are the threats the person has? Is ignorance about computer, means lacking technical knowledge, ignorance about fax and email. Though he has a person with a good writing skill, but he can present everything on paper, but he doesn't have skill on the computer knowledge. So that are his threats. So these threats can overcome by learning, by taking some classes. Ignorance about typing, these are his threats. When he overcomes these weaknesses and threats, definitely these opportunities are going to flourish his career. So the person with above SWOT analysis, Mr. B, can overcome his weakness by reading the legal matters, lacking legal matters, lacking knowledge of legal matters. So by reading, it is going to overcome, right? Then writing letters, advertisement copy. He need not to speak, because he has a good writing skill. He need not have to speak anywhere. Only his work is to present everything clearly on the paper or on the computer, right? But write the clearly thought out message in compact and complete language. In today's era, in today's present generation, information in IT sector revolution, he should try to master the skill of typing on computer, because everything is going online, right? And dispatching the messages through emails and fax, because they are quickly sent, and it saves time and energy also. If he overcomes this threat of technology, he can become a good business writer. So in this way, if a person, even if you make your SWOT analysis, then you can identify what is your strength, what are your weaknesses, what are your challenge opportunities, and what are the threats you may have if you want to start any business or if you want to go for any job. Just in this way you can make your SWOT analysis, and you can analyze yourself in which you are excel, right? Next one, SWOT analysis or SWOT analysis. When individual or organization, this is the important point, where the person can't decide quickly. Okay, so what they have to do, they will go with this, means when they face critical situation where important decisions have to be made pertaining on the desired objective, on a particular objective that has already been defined or identified. They need methods by which to analyze the current position and to find out ways to achieve their goals. If they want to achieve their goals, they will just go with this SWOT analysis, because they can't easily decide what is to do and what not to do. Next one, for individual or organization to carry out such analysis, they must identify. These are the 4 points the person must identify. What is their objective? What they want to accomplish or fulfill. Okay, next one is what is their current position, where they are standing, and what are the opportunities they have, and what are the threats they have to tackle. These are the 4 points they have to keep in mind. What is the first one? What they want to accomplish or to fulfill. What they already have, means what they are currently have, right? Next one, what means are available to them, what are the opportunities available to them, and what hurdles means the threats they have. Next one, this is not an easy task. Making SWOT analysis is not a joke. Okay, it should be a clear idea, and it should be a clear planning also. With a careful, clear planning, you have to do this SWOT analysis. For the success of any organization or business product, even if the company launches even a soap or a cosmetic product in the market, they study carefully each and every point. They have a team of members who do this SWOT analysis, or an individual planning is essential. The business dictionary, the definition of SWOT is term planning as an act of formulating a strategy, a proper planning for a definite course of action. What action you have to take after preparing this objective, this SWOT analysis, and what fulfillment you have to do is going to be your objective. Next one, with the help of planning an individual. When you plan, definitely you will achieve anything what you want to do, or what is your objective going to be. With the help of planning, an individual can know where he or she stands, decide what he or she want to achieve, what is their desired goal. Okay, if they know that, then they can build a cover, or they can build a gap between the two. Next one, this SWOT analysis, again a brief introduction. SWOT analysis is an effective tool and a strategic planning, proper planning for both individual and organizational growth and for the development. The terms strength, W for weakness, O for opportunity, T for threats, C for challenges. Next, with the help of SWOT analysis, one can specify a personal or organizational objective, identify the various factors. Identifying the various factors, what are the favorable or unfavorable, internal as well as external, and what that may influence the accomplishment of the objective. On the basis of this, one can develop effective strategy that would help in achieving the objective. Whatever the goal you have kept for your life, that you can achieve if you make your SWOT analysis in a proper way. SWOT analysis can be done at the organizational level as well as the individual level. This we'll see in the next slides. Individually, the organizational level, how the SWOT analysis is made, and for the individual level, how it is going to be made. SWOT analysis model has 4 main elements assembled to form a framework for analysis. Okay, strengths are the positive attributes, are the positive qualities of an individual or for an organization that helps to achieve the desired objectives. Second one is the weaknesses. So positive, what is that one? Strength is a positive attribute, weaknesses is the negative attribute or the negative quality of the individual or the organization, that what happens, that hinders, that stops the accomplishment, fulfillment of that objective. Okay, next one, opportunities. Opportunities are the favorable circumstances. Threats and challenges are the unfavorable circumstances that can cause damage to the individual or the organization and stop them from accomplishing their desired objectives. So what are strengths? Are the positive attributes, weaknesses are the negative attributes. Next, opportunities are the favorable circumstances, and threats or challenges are the unfavorable challenges. So if you face all this, definitely when you prepare your SWOT analysis, then you will come to know what is your strength. Maximum when you ask to prepare your SWOT analysis, you usually say that my father, my brother, my mother is my strength, or so and so weaknesses. So never ever reveal your personal weaknesses or strengths when you go for an job interview. It's okay when you discuss with your friends. Now, strengths and weaknesses are the internal factor. It belongs to a particular individual. Okay, it doesn't have any effect on the external environment. So, strength and weaknesses are the internal factor. This is the first point you have to remember. Okay, they are internal to the individual or the organization and are within their control. These strengths and weaknesses are the internal factors of the particular individual or for the organization. They both are within the control, within their control. They are classified as strengths and weaknesses depending upon the impact they have on the objectives. Next one, we'll see that we'll see in the next slide. Here in this we have one nice example of aggressiveness. Actually, we used to say that aggressive nature is as a weakness, as we have seen in the case of Mr. A, SWOT analysis. Weakness, he says that he has an aggressive nature. So their aggressive is treated as a weakness. But comparing to that normal human being and to a soldier, aggressiveness is a positive attribute to a soldier. So you see this example, you will clear, it is going to be clear. Aggressiveness is normally considered a weakness in an individual's personality. But when we considered it in the context of a soldiers who are trained for combat to fight with the enemies, their aggression is regarded as a strength. So according to the situation, strengths and weaknesses are changed. For the soldier, aggressiveness is his strength when he is fighting with the enemies. But in normal life, in a human, for a particular human being, if aggressive is given there, it is treated as negative. Now, SWOT and SWOT analysis. On the other hand, opportunities and threats are the external factors that propel the individual, that drives the individual or the organization towards growth and impede the success. Okay, what are the external factors? Opportunities and threats. Previous we have seen the strengths and weaknesses are the internal factors. Here, opportunities and threats are the external factor. Here the individual doesn't have any control over it. They are external to the individual or the organization and are beyond their control. Thus, the main object of the SWOT analysis is to recognize, to identify the major internal and external factors that are crucial to the achievement. So, first you have to find it out what is your internal and external factors for the achievement of the desired personal or business objective. Scope, advantage and limitations of SWOT analysis model we are going to see in the next bit. What is it? What are the scopes and what are the advantages and what are the limitations of the SWOT model? Now, SWOT analysis is useful not only to business organization, but it can also be in any decision making situation by non-profit organization, governmental organization and even individual. Even in the family, when we discuss, when we have to select, suppose if a marriage proposal comes for a girl, what the family members do? They start doing the SWOT analysis, but there they won't take any paper or pen. They just discuss what are the strengths of that particular family or that particular boy, what are the weaknesses, what are the opportunities if we marry the girl to that particular boy or to that particular family if we give the girl, what are the threats. So these all things what we do, we just discuss and find it out whether that particular match which has came for that particular girl is suitable or not. So that is the objective, whether to give the girl to that boy or not. So in that way, in every situation, you won't get any profit in that. We are just doing it, okay, to make the girl happy in her life. So we just do the SWOT analysis. Roughly we do it by discussion. So in every sector of our life, even in the organization, in the institution, in the everywhere, the person have to or the organization have to go with this SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis may be used to avert and resolve crisis, deviate and resolve crisis if the problem arises. How to overcome that problem is rectified by doing the SWOT analysis. It can be used for planning, problem solving, product evaluation, even product judgment. If they have launched a new product, they will just evaluate the product evaluation, competitor analysis, self-development, decision making, etc. It may also be used in feasibility studies, surveys conducted by business houses. So it is used in everywhere, in profession and in personal lives also. How SWOT analysis help? How SWOT analysis help? To understand their weakness and strength. From the beginning we have seen that SWOT analysis is learn about the person's himself or herself, okay, about their strengths and weaknesses, to understand their own strengths and weaknesses. It is promote strategic thinking, strategic planning, strategic thoughts, what they're planning for particular objective, what's their plan. Next one, it enable one to focus on the strengths. If they have identified their strengths, then they will just focus on their strengths to create or recognize opportunities. If they have a clear picture about their strength, definitely they will find the opportunities in the market and they will just create it. And to use them to one's advantage, definitely they will make it complete use of that particular opportunity or the particular strength what he has whenever he gets an opportunity. It enables one to foresee possible threats. In prior, he see the threats, okay, what are the possible threats are going to come, and to measure, prevent or diminish their impact. Suppose if they get a threat or a challenge, what they will do? Already they have foreseen this problem, okay, these threats or these challenges are going to come in my career. So they made their mind and they will have a proper measures to prevent themselves from those crises or diminish or lesser their impact on their career or in their personal life. It is a simple model that has no rigid structure. So SWOT analysis is not meant by doing this 4-grid box. You can write in a sidewise heading also, right? You don't have any specific structure that you have to do SWOT analysis in so and so pattern. It can be adapted to suit the particular context according to the context. It can be in the form of paragraphs also, okay, in which it is to be used. Thus, its flexible framework is a significant factor that has contributed to its popularity and success. Okay, for being a successful, this SWOT analysis, it doesn't have any specific feature or specific structure, so it is easily met by everyone and everyone is using it to their mark. Okay, next one is the limitation of SWOT analysis. One must remember that SWOT analysis is only one of the methods of categorizing. We are categorizing all the 4, categorizing, and has its own drawbacks. A person may inadvertently use wrong assumptions if they do wrong judgment about their strengths, weakness, opportunities and threats. It's not going to be fulfill their objectives. May oversimplify the data used for a SWOT analysis, and this may have a damaging effect on the decision making process. So when you prepare this one, you have to take a keen interest and sincere effort in preparing your SWOT analysis. It is very time consuming when one has to deal with a complex situation. Preparing a SWOT analysis of an individual is easy when he knows his strengths, weaknesses, threats and opportunity. But when it comes with a complex situation where solutions are not easily found, involving large amount of data, If you have number of pages and you have to prepare a SWOT analysis of it, then it is going to be a difficult task. It does not include micro details. It won't give us each and every detail, so the user may miss certain significant information that can affect the final analysis, and it is reliability could become questionable when you prepare a large amount of data. So you should remember that you should not miss a single micro detail also. When you have the details, everything, every key point, every single information, then only you can prepare. But for preparing that also you need a lot of effort, because it's going to be a complex situation. It needs the effort of a team member. An individual, by preparing a SWOT analysis by an individual in this complex situation, it's going to be tough for him. Sometimes a SWOT analysis may simply result in the compilation of list of positive and negative attributes and may not translate into the formulation or implementation of the strategy. Sometimes it becomes a simply results of what are the strengths and what are the negative attributes or what are the weaknesses. Okay, then here you can't accomplish the objective what you are willing to be. Next one, SWOT analysis can be very subjective, thus it may present an imbalanced or very biased picture of the situation under investigation. If a person does not take proper care, this point you have to keep in mind, that if you won't take a proper care to be objective, critical and have clear priorities with regard to the purpose of such an analysis, making SWOT analysis going to be a tough one. For a SWOT analysis to be successful, what are the key points you have to remember? That it should be a realistic. Okay, it should be specific, particular. It should be short and simple. It should not be too lengthy, right? The user should refrain from including too much or too little information. If you fill the matter with too much stuff, it is going to be difficult to read, and if you are giving little information, it is going to be hard to come with a real analysis. The user should not over analyze the data, as it may lead to distortion of information. It must lead to the generation of valuable strategies planning that when implemented should result in the accomplishment of the objective. What goal you are going to reach, what's your goal you have kept. When you are preparing a SWOT analysis, it should take to accomplish that objective. SWOT analysis for organization. Then we'll see for individual. Business firms undertake the SWOT analysis before formulating or implementing new business plan or projects, or before launching new business product, to assess their internal and external environment. They have to study whenever they launch a new thing in a market, they have to go with their internal and external environment. Okay, it is thus used in initial stages. Once the product has been launched in the market, then if you study, it's not going to work. Before launching, you have to study all this, the internal factors and the external. Internal means the strengths and weaknesses, external means the opportunities and the threats. With its help, the strengths and weakness of an organization, a product, are weighed against the opportunities and threats that it has to confront, fight in the market. This helps organization identify ways to surpass their competitors, by focusing on their own strengths. If you see the gold shops, there are so many gold shops are there, jewelry shops are there. Each and every jewelry shop is competing with other opponent, right? So they have their own strategies and plans. They have their own strengths, weaknesses, and taking that strength and weaknesses, they just advertise and attract the people right, or attract the customers just by focusing on their strengths and minimizing their weaknesses. What is it? By minimizing their weaknesses and capitalizing on the opportunities. If they have an opportunity, definitely they will give a large amount for the advertisement to make the people know about their product and about their shop, right? That they have based on the conclusion of the SWOT analysis. Business firms determine certain effective organizational strategies that help them to maximize their opportunity. Whatever the opportunity they get, they simply grab it. They won't take any chance, right? That would lead to the achievement of their organizational objectives. Next one. SWOT analysis by itself does not yield the desired results. Whatever the results, by simply making the SWOT analysis, you won't get it. It has to be a part of overall strategy with regard to a particular context or a situation. Firstly, what you have to do? The business firm should have a clear defined objective. First, they have a goal objective. They have to achieve one, they have to set one objective. With that objective in mind, if you have a goal, suppose if you want to become an IAS officer in future after completing your degree, what goal you will set, what objective you will set in mind? Only the IAS, or I want to become a civil servant. With that objective in your mind, you will definitely move towards it by taking different opportunities whatever are available to you, right? Then it should carry out a SWOT analysis. The conclusion it reaches with the help of the SWOT analysis should help it in evaluation strategies that would help achieve success. If you plan in a proper way, if you analyze your strengths, weakness, opportunities, threats in a proper way with a sincere effort, then definitely whatever plans you have made, definitely you will achieve success in it. By simply saying I want to become an IAS officer, you won't become. For that you have to put your effort. For that you have to find it out what is your strength, what are your weaknesses, what are the opportunities you get, and what are the threats. That you have to study and you have to focus on your objective. One or the other day definitely you will reach that goal. And finally it should implement those strategies. Whatever plans you have made would give a true measure of success suggested by that particular SWOT analysis. Definitely you will get a success. Now previously, in the previous slide, we have seen SWOT analysis for the organization. Here we are going to see about an individual. From the beginning we have been saying that SWOT analysis helps when you put your sincere effort. Okay, so for a person to become a successful, it is in his endeavors, in his trials, it is very essential that he analyzes his or own characteristics, both positive and negative. He has to put his sincere, authentic effort here. Okay, SWOT analysis tool that helps individual to recognize their strength and limitations, thereby acquainting them, accepting them with the resources available to eliminate the fears. Fears means the threats that arises due to their shortcomings, due to their drawbacks. It also enables people to capitalize on their strength and make the most of the opportunities that are available to them. Whatever the opportunities you get, you just avail it and make your career a successful one and excel in your profession or in your personal life. SWOT analysis can be roughly described as a systematic and result-oriented kind of introspection or keen study. Introspection is a self-analysis of one's thought, how we are thinking. What is it? Introspection means studying about yourself. What's your thoughts, what your beliefs, feelings, motives, etc. And it is very subjective in nature. The SWOT analysis model is useful at critical stages of an individual's life where important decisions have to be made. See, when you went to a market to purchase your dress, you won't prepare your SWOT analysis there whether I have to purchase this or not. So when the decision is very hard to take, when decisions you can't make on your own, when it takes time to take or you can't judge what I have to do, then at that time you have to just go with this SWOT analysis. It's going to definitely help you in that critical situation. It offers a calculated, deliberated method with which to consider and analyze the situation and to decide what needs to be done in order to achieve the personal, academic or professional objectives. Suppose if you are preparing for your exam, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats if you make regarding your computer subject, that is your strength. If they ask any point from this particular topic from computer subject, you are ready to give the answer. But weakness, coming to the mathematics, you are weak in it. Though you put your effort also, you can't able to excel in this particular subject. That is your weakness. And negative thinking that this subject is never going to come. Means I can't excel in this subject. It's very hard for me to do all the sums. I can't even understand. Even my teacher explains in a better way. See, here thought dominates your weakness first. So when you change your thought, no, I can do, it's easy for me, no, definitely it's going to, I can do if I practice regularly this particular subject, then definitely this weakness is going to be your strength. Then definitely what are the opportunities you will face here? You will get a good result. And the threat, whatever the threats you have regarding that particular subject, it all changes to your opportunities. So weakness and threats are the negative attributes, you can say. So far we have discussed the nature of the SWOT analysis, advantages and drawbacks. Now we'll see what are the questions should be raised while making a SWOT analysis. When you go with a strength, what are the questions comes? Or what questions one should ask to himself or herself while preparing a SWOT analysis? The analysis process. In this process we will see different questions now. See, though it looks like a simple, easy to use model, it requires time. What it does? It requires time, sincere effort, significant sources of information. If one has to derive serious inferences through its application, gathering information means data collection using the templates of the SWOT analysis model as the basis is the first step in the process. Using this template, okay, the next step is to classify the data on the basis of its relevance, importance. At this stage, one has to prioritize the option taking into account the personal organizational goals. Once all the requisite information is available, when you have all this information, then you will just substitute here. Thus, SWOT analysis is not an analysis itself, it is a framework of analysis. One can use different templates for SWOT analysis. It can be in the form of a heading, subheading forms. Okay, it can be in the form of a paragraph, it can be in the form of a text. Okay, one can use different templates for SWOT analysis depending on the situation that is to be analyzed, the nature of the information available and the objective to be accomplished, the layout and the details to be mentioned. Now basically you have two levels here. First one is the simple level, that is the 4-grid box, strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. This is the 4-grid box. And second one is the more detailed level. Here we have a subheadings under it. Next one, have a following steps. Identify the objectives to be achieved, personal or the organizational. Now we'll see a 4-grid box. This is the 4-grid box. This is your strengths, internal factors, weaknesses. So these both are internal factors, strengths and weakness. Opportunities, threats or challenges are the external factors. See, this is the action plan strategy, strength, weakness, opportunities and challenges. So this is another template, another model. While assessing your background, educational, professional, social, economic, the data collection stages for the specified steps. We'll see that one. Now, this is the fact sheet. Your personal profile, name, sex, age, educational background. What are the strengths? If the strengths comes, what question one should ask to himself or herself? I already said earlier that when you are dealing with strength, what are the things that you can do well? That comes under strength. And what are the relative advantages over your competitors? If you have another competitor there, and what are the advantages you have on him, right? Next one is what are the qualities that you possess, you have and described as your strength, and described as your strength by the people who know you. Suppose most of them usually say that you are a hardworking person, you are a hardworking person, you are a sincere person, okay, you are very punctual, you are very prompt. These are your strengths which are mentioned by the other people because they observe you. So that can be your strength. Next one, what resources do you have to enhance your strength? What resources, what are the sources you have to improve your strength? Next one, coming to the weakness. What are the things that you do not do well? That you do not do well. In what ways are your competitors better than you? Okay. Next one. Which of your qualities are pointed out as your weakness? Suppose if the person says that you are an arrogant person, so that is the quality that the other person have observed in you, so that can be your weakness. And what are the things that you should do to overcome your weakness? So what are the things you have to do to overcome that weakness? Those qualities or attitudes can be changed to the positives also, because attitude can be learned as a behavior. What resources do you have to improve your personality and to develop your skills? Can you change your weakness into your strength? So these are the questions which a person should ask to himself or herself. Next one is the opportunities. What are the opportunities that are available to you? What are the chances, right? Are you competent enough to identify those opportunities and use? Okay, can you identify those opportunities, and can you are you able to avail all those opportunities whatever comes to you? And next one, what can you do to make yourself capable enough to exploit the opportunities fully, utilize the opportunities fully? Are you capable enough? Whatever the opportunities you get, you just fully utilize it. Next one is the threats. What are the stumbling blocks on your way to achieve? So when you prepare a SWOT analysis, just put these questions in front of you and make a SWOT analysis. Are these obstacles an offshoot of your weaknesses? Have you been created by the external environment? What can you do to minimize their impact? So these are the questions should be kept in mind while preparing a SWOT analysis. Can you convert the threats into opportunities? So these questions you have to ask to yourself when you prepare a SWOT analysis. Next topic for today's discussion is netiquette. Netiquette is used for the persons who use internet. See, etiquette means a what? The behavior. In the same way, when the person use internet or emails or voicemails, they too have to follow some manners, some rules, some regulations. So that is called netiquette. The person who use this net, they are known as netizens, or internet. The persons who use the internet, they are known as netizens. So this is netiquette. Netiquette refers to internet etiquette. What is this etiquette? Etiquette is form of manners established as acceptable or required. Acceptable or required by the society or profession means the good behavior. Okay, it is a polished behavior. What it is? It is a polished behavior of dealing with others. See, when you talk to the person, when you communicate with a person, you follow some manners, some rules, right? How to talk to a stranger, how to move with a family member, how to talk to the officials, okay, right? Or to the so you have a formal and informal conversation. So in both the conversation, you follow some rules. Okay, you can't talk to a person or to a teacher as you talk to your mother or to a father or to a brother. You follow some rules, manners. You have to follow some manners, right? In the same way, you have to follow some manners when you are using internet. Netiquette means demonstrating etiquette while interacting with others through internet. What is it? When you are interacting with others through internet, you have to follow some etiquette or some manners, right? Netiquette helps to minimize the misunderstanding. What happens here? It minimizes the misunderstanding and focus on the other person feelings and rights before one's own rights. So here also you have to keep in mind that when you pass a message through net or through email or voicemail, you are not talking to simply to an instrument there. You are talking to a person who is on the other side, who is going to receive that information, right? So you should not hurt by your words or by your writings when you use this in netiquette, that means internet. Following are some illustrative general netiquettes. Is the ethical behavior, is the moral behavior. You have to be sensitivity. Next one, warm and friendly behavior, diplomacy and appearance of the message. Next one, respect for others' time and bandwidth, means their capacity, energy level. Okay, respect other person's privacy, share expert knowledge. Netiquette is a set. Now if you see the definition, what is netiquette? Is a set of rules of manner and conduct observed while communicating on the internet. What is it? It is a set of manners and conduct which are observed while communicating on the internet using email, voicemail, etc. In other words, etiquette to be observed and followed by netizens. Netizens means what? The person who use the internet, known as netiquette. Okay, now we'll see few points here. Some important rules. What are the rules? What are the manners you have to follow when you use internet? Okay, some important rules of netiquette are listed below. First one, be duly informed. Be properly informed about the computer and the internet vocabulary. You should have the knowledge about the computer vocabulary. Be informed about the high-tech punctuations like underscore, appropriate use of italics, where to use and where not to, and the acronyms. Acronyms are the abbreviated form which are taken from the first letter of the word. It is hypertext markup language. It takes too lengthy to write. So what they have written in the form of a acronym HTML. They have taken the first letter of each word. CML CD-ROM stands for. Means a person should have a minimum knowledge of computer. Avoid short forms such as BCNU, be seeing you, or I am HO, in my humble. It's okay when you go for an informal conversation, when you're chatting with your friend, okay, with your family member. But when it is a formal communication, you have to avoid, whether it is a mail, whether it is a written letter. Always remember, plan and focus on what you need to express, what you want to express, only express that point, okay? Don't deviate from the topic. Prioritize your needs for information. It is preferable to use 24-hour military timing, the railway timing, as we see, right? Assign priority to emails such as high, low and normal. Means having high importance means more importance, normal and the low. So make the mails assign in that way. Next one, compose compact and meaningful messages. Whenever you type a text, it should be compact, short, and it should have a complete sense in it. It should not be too lengthy so that the person may forget what he has read in the earlier line. The shorter your message, the more likely it is that they will be read and understood, right? But do not make them too short that they may get abrupt, means they may get abrupt, unclear, means it won't give a clear sense. If you won't understand what you have written, it's waste of sending the message, right? So it should be a very clear and it should be a short sentence. Use full sentences and explain clearly. Remember to paragraph just as the same in other business documents. As you write a letter, as you paragraph already we have discussed what is a paragraph. The paragraph has a one idea about particular thing. So don't fill all the matter or all the ideas in a one paragraph. So in the same way, when you write a document, letters, so as you form a paragraphs, in the same way when you type an email, you have to maintain the same thing. Use short and concise sentences. If you are good expert in tapping the keys, then you can keep on tapping it on the keys and the sentence is going to be too lengthy and the message what you want to send is going to be too vast. So avoid that one. Just type the sentence which is required. As you think it is easy to allow sentences to become too long, read through your message carefully and improve clarity and understanding. Next, avoid double spacing the entire email message. When you type a email message, stop, avoid double spacing. Okay, present your message attractively. You can use numbers, bullets, subheadings, etc. possible. Okay, this will add to the clarity of your message. Next point, edit email before sending, means you have to proofread it before sending the mail. Suppose if there is any grammatical mistake or if you have written some word which is wrong or unfinished work, if you send it, simply send, you may feel embarrassed. The other person may get irritated. Okay, so this is another manner what you have to keep in mind, that before sending a email you have to proofread everything, each and every line. Take pride in your finished message. Make sure your message is accurate, correct, brief and clear, as well as attractively presented. In this way it will be understood and will achieve the desired results. For what purpose you have sent that mail, you may quickly get the result. Next one is keep your password and personal identification number secret. This everyone knows and they have to maintain this. Next one, be sure to hit the right button on the keyboard. Next one, email messages that contain insensitive, insulting or critical comments are known as flames. So you have to avoid such mails. Next one, rely on writing skills, not on your emoticons. Emoticons means a graphical presentation of your emotions, feelings. Okay, so rely means depend on your writing skills. If you write with emoticons or emotions, what happened? The thing what you want to express, you can't express in a proper way. So you have to depend on your skills, writing skills. Just as a business letter is an ambassador for your company. If some letter comes from a particular company, by seeing that letter, the person can guess that what type of company it is, what prestige it has in the market. Okay, so is your email. So when you send your email also, you have to keep focus on all the things, on all the points what we have just learned, right? Don't allow the speed and ease of email to make your message abrupt, abbreviated and error filled. So for this we have seen that you have to go with a proofreading your message with care, considering all the rules of modern business writing. When you send an email, everything is there, but the thing is you have to fill each and every point, each and every line there without skipping, especially the subject line. So next one is, never think you are talking to a computer, because whatever the mail you are sending, the other person on the other side is going to receive that mail, right? So never think that you are talking to a computer. There is a real person live at the other side. Remember that when you consider the wording style and tone of your message. So be cautious when you type an email. Next point to be kept in mind is, do not write phrases or sentences in capitals. Take off the caps lock even though you want to get noticed. So if you want to focus a particular word in that particular paragraph, no need to write in capital. Okay, next one. Even though you want to get noticed, do not use capitals in email messages. This is like shouting. Previously we have seen flames. Means when you send insulting comments, that is known as flames. Next one is shouting. Means when you write everything in capital letter, it comes under shouting, as you are howling on other. Is a rude and will usually be counterproductive. You do not use excessive, and another thing is, you should not use excessive punctuation marks. You have to follow the grammar rules what you have learned. Next one, replace formal salutations. Example, dear Leslie with hi Leslie. When it is a informal email, use dear Mrs. Leslie when it is a formal greeting. So this you know that already we have learned in the letter writing, when it is a formal greeting and when it is an informal greeting or salutation, how we move. In the same way you have to go with the emails also. Next one, give your message a clear and specific subject heading. What is it? So you have a subject line in your email, so you have to fill it compulsory. It's required, it's important. Also, don't compose a new message every time you need to reply, as it will break the thread of the subject and probably cause the recipient to misplace important information quite easily. Suppose if you are sending the mail regarding the same subject regularly or frequently, then you should not change the subject line, it should be same. Okay, next one, don't spam or forward chain mails, bulk messages don't send. Okay, ensure that you never forward and personal chain mail or other personal emails to the business colleagues. So you have a personal life and professional life. Personal messages should not be sent to the professional to your colleagues or the persons who are working with you in the company. It seems that you doesn't have any manners, right, to your colleagues. So this becomes seems like a rude thing. So it will also give a bad impression on you. It will also create an unprofessional impression about you in your workplace with your clients. Next one, protect company confidential. Always check what kind of information you are allowed to send over emails. Nowadays hacking has become very common. So every confidential, every secret things, whatever you have information, you have to preserve it very safely, right? So protect company confidential. Always check what kind of information you are allowed to send over emails, as you could mistakenly reveal confidential company information to the people who might misuse it, right? With hacking became very common, it is of the utmost important, very important, that information be protected and not just send over common unprotected emails. So by just following all these instructions, you can enjoy the internet, sending mails, and you won't feel any embarrassment after sending the mail. So keep all these points in mind and go through your topic which you have in your material, so that the points may also get more clear after reading all those things. Thank you.